Well, first of all, I want to apologize if my comment last week about the ban offended some people. And as a person responsible for my young men and my coaches, I thought the way to do it is to start off with a joke to ease the situation, because I knew what my kids was getting into. Let me tell you what my kids was getting into, what they were going against. The last time Ohio State was not in the top 5 preseason AP poll was 2016, and they were number 6. 2014 to 2024, the overall record was 129 and 17 losses. Since 2014, they won 5 Big Ten championships. Since 2014, 9 postseason wins, including a bowl and a college football playoff. Since 2014, six Big Ten losses. They only lost six games in the Big Ten. 11 total non-conference losses in 10 years. Ryan Day has 5 of them. 3 of the losses was in the playoffs. Since 2014, the Big Ten record is 90-6. The last time Ohio State wasn't in a bowl game was 2012. So they had history of winning. We have a history of winning over here. But in 2025, it's levels to college football. So if anybody thought I didn't have confidence in my kids, I was nervous because I knew how my kids was going to play. They was going to play hard and fight that uphill battle. Sometimes as adults, we got to watch what we tell our kids and what you say about the person that's leading them. I'm not worrying about me. I worry about my kids. I had more confidence in my kids than you probably had. My kids fought. My coaches fought. And I'm proud of them. I won't take it back what I said, because I wasn't going to come out and say, we're going to go toe-to-toe with Ohio State. I wasn't going to come out and say that. It's not 28 years of experience if I came out and said that. But I'm always going to believe in my kids, and I always give them confidence. And if you know me personally, you know my daddy didn't raise a guy that didn't have confidence. Look at the history of my family.
I guess, like, to that point with the levels of college football, I mean, you open the year with a 48-point blowout of an NAIA team, and then you go and play the number 1 team in the country. Like, is it fair to say, like, we really maybe don't know exactly, like, what this team is at this point? Like, you guys haven't really had, like, an even playing field yet?
No, you don't know. So you still searching. If you're not in this building, you're searching. We know what we have in this building. We know that was supposed to happen against Langston because it's different levels. If you execute and do what you're supposed to do, that's how that's supposed to look. Because we have a 6-3 scholarships and Langston has 5. So we know in this building what we have. I think outside is still searching because we stay private in this building.
What did you say to your guys in the locker room after the Ohio State game? Maybe yesterday, if you guys talked at all, just to try and get their mindset. Say, hey, threw that game out the window. Like, let's refocus. Got our first home game this upcoming week. Just refocus on this upcoming week, guys.
No, we kept it normal. It was Tell the Truth Sunday. It was penalties. We showed them the penalties. We showed them the third down percentage. We showed them 3 things that we did good and 3 things we need to improve on in all 3 phases. But we also told them this game has nothing to do with us winning the championship. We did our part. We know why we played this game. We did our part. You play these games at these universities because the university needs financial help. So we did our part. We went out and helped the university financially. We did our part. So they know, our kids know. And I don't think everybody else think they're just throwing a blind eye to it. We have to play these games. But you worry that you're going to lose your entire season on this one game. And as a coach, you know that. But we didn't. We were blessed. No injuries.
So I know playing these games, you guys, like you've mentioned, understood what the purpose of the game was, and you guys have different goals than Ohio State does. But how do you keep the guys encouraged, because it doesn't feel good to have the game go in that way?
No, because if you heard my comments last week, I said what? I wanted to be clean, and I want to come out healthy. It was clean, for the most part, and we came out healthy. We do have the same goals at Ohio State. It's just a different level. We want to win a black national championship. They want to win a national championship. So we do have the same goals. And they after the game, Coach Day, he complimented my coaches and my players, and he said, "You're gonna have a good football team." We have a good football team in this building. We got to continue to coach them. We got to continue to love them up, and you got to support them. You got to support them, not fake support. Don't give us that fake stuff. Give us the real support. If you're gonna ride with us, ride with us.
Mickey, you've been all over the place as far as coaching goes. LSU, Nebraska, Langston, everywhere. So you know probably better than anyone the level that Grambling is versus Ohio State. To come out unscathed, no injuries, looking at the season, how big of a accomplishment was that to go into Ohio State on the road and play that team? I'm talking Grambling, we're talking levels, FCS, Group of 5, Power 4, all that stuff. Talk a little bit about to come out of that game. I think you guys are more ready for the season now playing that game than before you played.
I think it goes back to the way we practice. We practice ones, we practice good on good, iron sharpens iron. But to come out healthy, because we thought as a coaching staff and I thought as a head coach, if you play soft, that's how you're gonna get hurt. But if you play all out, you're gonna avoid injuries. And so I've been on that sideline before as that #1 team and had to play an FCS team. And just like they were worried about getting injured, I was worried about maybe losing Chase or Jefferson to an FCS team because they were playing hard. So it was a blessing for us to come out healthy.
What's your impression of Kentucky State?
Really athletic football team, well coached. Got to put my eyes on a little bit of them yesterday. Very aggressive on defense. So, and they're going to come here to play. They're going to come in to play. They 1-1, I think. So they won't be intimidated coming in here. But you know what? We put away Ohio State yesterday, and we're on to Kentucky State today. We're going to respect our opponents, and we're going to get ready for them because we know one thing: it's their Super Bowl.
You said that we might not know from the outside, what type of team you have. From your perspective, what type of team do you have if you know on the inside?
Well, I think you've been at practice. I think you can tell me. I think you've been there. You know what it looks like. I think we have the right people in the right places. We have the right coaches in the right places. And I think we have a really good quarterback, and we have a good quarterback in Ash also. We have a slew of running backs. We're really good. We're going to be good up front for a good FCS team. We have really young receivers. We're young. We're top heavy with the seniors, with the 41 seniors, but we also have 33 freshmen. But I think we have a good football team. But it's how you come out every week, how you get them to practice, and how you get them to play. Around here, you can't practice soft and play hard on Saturday. And that's one reason we played hard on Saturday, because that's what we demand as a coaching staff. We demand that you play hard. We demand that you study this hard. We about to get on about this academic stuff. So we demand that you do everything right around here. And it takes a while sometimes to build programs up. Because like I said before, when we found this program was broke, because you don't really get the jobs unless it's broke, unless something's going on with it. So we think we're on our way to fix it, but we're going to continue to build.
Yeah, Coach, you've played away from home now for the entire season. It's week 3 and you're finally home. Just kind of talk about what it means to be able to finally have your home opener, what you're looking forward to, including the win potentially.
Well, it's going to be good to be back in the hole. But take nothing away from Shreveport. Shreveport felt like home. They treat us well. They treat us well when we went to Shreveport. So Shreveport felt like home. But it's going to be good to back-to-back to play here and stay at the hotel and be close and go to the Tiger Walk and see our fans and play in front of our fans. So it's going to be good to do that.
What have you seen from Tyrell, bringing him from Middle Tennessee? He's got obviously 2 picks in 2 games. Obviously, an encouraging sign for a guy you brought in.
He's a good player. He's a good player. His brother's a grad assistant here, so that's how they knew him from Baton Rouge. So there's no question that he was coming here. We're happy to have him. This is the first game he gets the pick and he reaches, and we say, was it a need or was it a want? Well, that was on me because I never explained that to him. That was just a want. The need is the last play of the game. Now you got to do it. So we happy to have Terrell. Terrell's going to get better every week. Coach Collins is doing a really good job with him, working on his technique. But he's a great kid, and he's a tough-nosed kid.
You got me calling plays again on the offense side of the ball. Just how have you, I know, adjusted your coaching style, I guess, calling plays from obviously last year not doing it this year. How comfortable are you now, in the year, the quarterback and everything?
Well, I'm comfortable because, with the offensive staff, we all kind of chiming in on what's going on. Coach Peters and Coach Anderson's doing a great job in the box. Coach Los is good with the run game, and Coach Moore and Coach Carey, they're good in the passing game. But Coach Carey's been calling some also. Like if it don't come out my mouth, it'll come out his mouth. He's doing a great job. He's a young offensive coordinator, but he's got a bright future, and he's really smart. He played at my high school. To play quarterback at Archbishop Shaw for Hank Tierney, you had to have a high football IQ, and that's what he was. Then he went on to play at LSU for Nick Saban. So his high school and college upbringing was really with high football IQ coaches. So Sharon's he's going to be a good one. It's going to be hard to keep him next year because I'm sure people are going to start coming after him.
Coach, in every game, I feel like there's one or two position groups that have a battle that might be a little harder than some of the other ones. Looking at Kentucky State, which position groups are you going to need to bring it this week?
I think it's always the offensive line and D-line. I think it always starts in the trenches because we're an inside-out team. So we're always going to start off with the O-line and D-line. When we have a pregame meal, the offense and D-line eats first. So we're going to always want them to show up. If they show up, then everything's going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, on the perimeter, it's just open field tackling at 7-on-7. But if we can get them going in the box, I think we got a pretty good chance.
Run game, Mickey. You guys have been doing a great job in the run game. I'm just like first 2 weeks in the run game. It seems like you got multiple backs that can get it done. Is that kind of what you're looking for as far as Kentucky making sure that you show that you are a running team?
Well, I think they know because I said that we're going to run the ball. You played at Nebraska. I played at Nebraska. And we're going to run the football. We think if we make you take on run blocks, it slows down your pass rush. So that's why we consider that we're going to run the ball. We're doing a good job. They did a good job identifying the box. Both games. They did a good job against Langston. They did a good job this week against Ohio State. Sometimes we were just outmanned, but then nobody backed down. So the run game is going to be there. We got to continue to do a good job with it and continue to work with it.